Hello everyone, this is Luxury PL38. Today I would like to talk about the 3 classic bags from Chanel, and also I would like to do a pros and cons comparison between those 3, and also hopefully it will help people that actually wants to purchase their first Chanel bag and who is a little bit confused because of the introductions of a new classic, which is the Chanel 19, and also hopefully it will help you guys to decide which one you want, or it will fit into what kind of lifestyle, your budgets and everything. So let's get into the comparison itself. For someone that watches my previous video, I did purchase 2 Chanel 19, one a few months, I think it was just over a month ago, the Chanel 19 in light pink. And if you want to watch that, it is on my previous video for the pre-spring summer 2020 collections unboxing. And this was actually purchased recently. It was purchased yesterday actually, the black Chanel 19 bag. The reasons why I purchased 2 Chanel 19 bag in such a short period of time is because I do have a very strong feeling they will do a price increase on this bag. I just want to stress that out because Chanel always do a price increase every year on certain items, whereas the Chanel 19 bag, the price is still the same as what it is when it was released a year ago, or just under a year ago. So the first anniversary for the Chanel 19 bag, it's coming real soon, and I am afraid they might do a price adjustment for that. There is no confirmations, it's purely based on my instinct, and that's the reasons why I decided to purchase the second one, which is the black one. As you can see, it is fairly new because I just got this yesterday, but I just want to stress that out. This is actually the small Chanel 19 bag. And let me just take this handle out because I do intend to keep it. So the reasons why I haven't actually taken it out yesterday during the unboxing, because I thought that I haven't actually have intention of using it, so I might not even use it, but I decided to just take it out, and it is always good to do a comparison showcasing everything, and I don't really want to use the light pink, the blush one, so I decided to use the black one because I feel that I need to showcase at least one with the classic black, and this is the black one. Okay, let's do the first comparison wise. The chain strap, since I've already unwrapped the chain. Okay, so the Chanel 19 chain strap, I believe it is actually long enough for a crossbody, and from my initial reaction, it is pretty much the same as the boy Chanel. Let me just push this box aside. It is very close in terms of the length with the boy bag, and in terms of the design, because they both have the ladder on your shoulder, and also the fact that you cannot adjust the length. You can adjust if you actually, let me show you, it's probably easier. You can adjust it that way. I believe some people actually do it that way, but then there is no point of doing it that way because you do already have a smaller strap for holding it, whereas the boy bag, some people actually do it that way. They put it on the inside to adjust the length and just hold it. Like that. Or you can, I believe it's probably easier to do it just like that. So you can adjust it accordingly, but there is only one way to adjust it, which is that way. Sorry, I actually was trying to adjust it by tuck it in, but apparently because of the shoulder strap here, you can't do it. So you can adjust it that way, which is for your shoulder. And for Chanel 19, all you need to do is just hold it by the smaller handle if you want to hold it like that. In comparison with the classic flap, you do have an option to do it similar to the boy bag or hold it like that. Bear in mind that this one, it's not long enough for a crossbody for most people. So let's do a comparison in terms of the strap wise. As you can see, it is just like slightly shy of a crossbody. See that? It is just shy of a crossbody. Just a little bit. But this is the medium large or the medium classic flap. The smaller one, I believe, has got the same length. However, the mini rectangular, but which is not part of the classic category, does have a longer strap that you can do for a crossbody. But this video, we are talking about the classic Chanel bag, and it is the 19, the classic flaps, and the boy bag. The mini rectangular does not classify as a classic because Chanel does not recognize that as the classic line. However, obviously the style is very close to the classic flaps. So on the second comparison wise is the opening of the bag itself. This one, it's very close. Chanel 19 and the classic flap, they're very close. In fact, they're similar actually. However, if you look on the inside, the classic flap always have a double flap. Unless they change that in the future, because in the past the classic flap only has one flap, but the classic flap does have two flaps, and it does have the CC logo here. And if you get it in black, which is the reasons why I'm using this black, you will get a different color on the inside depending on which one. As you can see, this is in red. If you get the classic flap in black, it will be in burgundy, which is a little bit darker than this bright red. So other than that, I believe with the boy Chanel, if you get it in black, I don't think it has that burgundy or red on the inside. But my Chanel is actually in this fascia color, so it goes throughout. So if you get it in black, I believe the inside it's still gonna be either black or maybe kind of like a dark gray. But you can always go to the online website. In fact, let me just confirm that, because I do have an iPad, which is what I'm gonna show you next with the price. Let me just confirm about the boy bag in black, and I will, let me just have a look. Yes, the inside it's not burgundy or red. So the inside of the boy bag, it's still gonna be black. So that is one of the differences. If you choose to get the black colors, one of these three, bear in mind the boy bag, the black one does not have a burgundy or red interior as compared to those two. Finally, well, the next comparison is the back pocket, which is, it has a magnetic closure, and this one has a back pocket. The boy bag has no pocket at all. The boy bag, it's very simple in terms of design wise on the bag itself. It is a very minimalistic design. As you can see, there is no back pocket. There is only one pocket at the back, just a small little flap with even no zip at all. So it is one of those very minimalistic, but the structure of the bag, I will say of all three, this is actually the most durable because of the structure of it. And however, the edges of it, it is the least durable because it is prone to scratches on the corners. If you look at the pre-love market for the boy bag, the corners of the boy bag usually have a wear and tear that happens very quickly, as opposed to this classic flap. And on the material itself, the flap bag is the only one that solely comes in lambskin. There is no caviar at the moment. So in terms of leather wise, you do not have any other choices. It has to be lambskin. I think it's because of the style itself. They're trying to make it squishy and just a little bit very soft style and squishy. You can squish it, and that's probably the reasons why they only come out in lambskin. Whereas you can get both caviar and lambskin for the boy Chanel. You can get obviously caviar and lambskin for the classic flap. Because of that leather material, this is prone to a lot of wear and tear in the future. Bear in mind, it is a very new bag, just came out less than a year. The wear and tear does not show at the moment, simply because of that. Over time, of all these three bags, the Chanel 19 bag will be the least durable ones because of the material they use, which is lambskin, and also because of the design itself. It's meant to be squishy, and I have a feeling the reasons why Karl Lagerfeld designed this bag, it's basically for daily use. In terms of style-wise, it looks more like a casual daily use as opposed to the classic flap. It will resemble more in terms of the daily use to the boy Chanel, but it has that classic CC, and it has that small little handle because a lot of people were complaining the classic flap, they don't actually have a small handle that you can just carry it like that. So in terms of design itself, I believe the Chanel 19 is the best of all these three because there are a lot of flexibility, and I believe that's the reasons why Karl Lagerfeld has been listening to a lot of comments and negativity of all the classic bags that they have and try to remedy that negativity. And the back pocket, it is so durable. You can just, it is so flexible. You can just put things in there, and the fact that it is squishy, you can actually push it in with a magnetic closure as well. So it does have a lot of design structure that benefits a daily use wear as opposed to the classic flap. And the boy bag itself, you can use this for a daily use, but it just does not have that functions such as a back pocket or a zip pocket on the inside to have that. Speaking of the inside, let me show you the classic, the 19 bag. And I'm just gonna show you the 19 bag, the interior of it. It has that zip back pocket, and this is made in Italy with the gold hardware in there. So the interior itself, it is fabric, which is very similar to the interior of the boy bag, which is also fabric. However, see that it is also fabric. However, with the 19 bag, it does have a zip pocket at the back, zip closure at the back. Bear in mind, the classic flap, the interior is the most luxurious of all. It has a double flap with the CC, and it has it does just looks the best on the interior. Everything is leather. Sorry, I've got my SLG here because this is the bag that I was using. It has that luxurious, you can see everything on the inside, it's leather. No compromises at all. and it has 2 pockets at the back and a lipstick holder, and here it has another front pocket. So in terms of design wise, the interior has got the best structure, but not functional because of the double flap. It limits the amount of items you can put in here, and it doesn't stretch as much. So that negativity has been corrected with the Chanel Nighting bag. See how the interior, it is so stretchable and you can hold a lot of things. One point I would like to make is this is the smallest of the Nighting bag, and yet in terms of the lengthwise, it is, you can hold the most of all these 3. This is actually the smallest flap Nighting bag. In terms of the lengthwise, they're very close. I'm sorry, they're very close in terms of the length, but however, it is the structure of it. See how they're very close? However, it is the material and the structure that makes this, that you can hold the most item. You can stretch it. Since this is the smallest, the price is the cheapest compared to the medium and the large. However, the price increment goes by close to 700 Canadian dollars. The smallest was retail for 5,775, I believe, and the next one, the medium one, it's 6,400, around that. So there is an increment of 700, and the maxi size, again, there is an increment of 700 around that. So it goes to for 7,100, which is similar to the classic. The increment of small, medium, and large, it's around 700 Canadian dollars. So the price differences are increment to a bigger size are around 700. Whereas the boy bag, the increment of it, this is the medium size, the increment is about 400. So if you get the smaller one, you pay 400 less than the medium one. So that is another differences. Also simply because the smaller one and the medium boy bag, it is very close in terms of the length and the height. So maybe the price increment isn't that huge. Whereas this one and this one, if you increase from small to medium to large maxi, you can hold quite a fair bit amount of items. So there is a big differences as compared to the boy bag. Maybe that's the reasons why the price increment is a little bit bigger. I just want to make a point, since this is the smallest Chanel 19 and it is the same size as those two in terms of length and height, very similar, the boy bag is just a little bit shorter. Bear in mind, those two are medium and this is the smallest. So you can see that if I compare the small boy bag and the small classic flap, it will be smaller than this, which is the smallest of the 19 bag. So if you are looking for the 19 bag, you have to remember that the smallest they have at the moment in terms of size wise will resemble the medium of those two classic. You cannot get anything smaller than the smallest one. So if you're talking about looking for something that is a mini size version of this, you can't get it at the moment because the smaller one is already the same size as the medium of those two. However, bear in mind that I've actually tried the medium one and the maxi one. I choose the small one for the 19 bag that I have is because the medium one, it looks more like a messenger bag because it is quite big. I believe it is an inch taller and about an inch longer. It looks more like a messenger bag. I do like it, but I want something that looks like a handbag. So that's the reasons why I get the smaller one, because the medium one, it kind of reminds me of a messenger bag because of the size and the structure of it. It's also longer and wider. I don't like the look of it, but again, it is my personal opinion, and I believe that it is big enough to hold the essentials. I can put my phone, I can put a lot of SLG, even the long wallet, you can fit in here, and I find that it is sufficient enough to hold your daily, since it holds the most of all those 3 bags. But a final point I want to make is the price wise, because this is the reasons why it is hindering some of your choices. The classic flat is the most expensive. It starts from 6,300 Canadian dollars, and that is the smallest one. The small Chanel 19 starts from 5,700, give or take, which is the same price as a small boy bag. So the boy bag collections and the Chanel 19 collections are about the same price for the small bag. However, the classic flap starts from 6,300. So there is about 700 differences, 600 to 700 differences in terms of that. But the classic flap has been around for decades, whereas the boy Chanel just came out in the new millennium, and the classic 19 bag just came out last year. So in terms of timeless classic, the classic flap is always gonna be the one to go. If you like the classic timeless style, this is definitely the one to go. However, if you like something that's a little bit more trendy and edgy, the Chanel boy bag is the one to go. But the 19 bag has got a little bit of both. It has that timeless kilted with the timeless designed, the structure as well, but it also encompasses a little bit of the boy edginess with the strap. As you can see, it has that leather strap, and it has 3 different metallic, the gold, the silver. If you look carefully, it does have 3 different metal colors, and the rough aluminium as well. So it is a little bit edgier, but it encompasses a little bit of the classic style. So just want to close up on this comparison. I do not recommend anything based on my own personal thing. I think there are a lot of factors that you have to consider. The most important one, I assume, is the price tag. Bear in mind, this one has not increased in price yet since it was released last year. So my only recommendation is to get the Chanel 19 if you can get it in the colors that you like, simply because of the price point. The classic flap is always going to be around. They're always going to increase that slowly over time, price-wise. The boy bag, I believe they had just increased it slightly. So those 2 price-wise, it's still going to be a little bit stable for a while. They're probably going to increase it towards the end of this year or even next year. We don't know. But this one has not increased since it was launched last year. So my recommendations is, if you do have an option to choose and price is a factor, please consider the Chanel 19 for the price at the moment, because it hasn't actually increased in terms of price. But of all 3 bags, the least durable one will be the Chanel 19. You cannot assume that it will stay like this 10 years down the road because of the material they use, how squishy it is, and the lambskin. You will see a lot of wear and tear even a few years from now. So in terms of the least durable one, it will be this. That's probably the reasons why the price point is the lowest, because I feel that Karl Lagerfeld probably have that in mind, that he probably wants something that is a little bit more like a daily use, and you don't actually have to keep it for a long time. Maybe he has that in mind, I don't know. But I feel that this is the least durable. It's something that you can just use it daily, and because of the structure itself and the material, you're not going to be able to keep it for a very long time to have that kind of shape. whereas the most durable one I would say is the classic flap in caviar leather, because the base is all evenly structured and everything, as opposed to the boy bag that has a sharper base and it's sticking out. So I would say the least durable is this, the most durable is that. This is somewhere in between, but in terms of style wise, this is the classic of all. And in terms of daily wear, I will highly recommend the Chanel 19. It can hold a lot of things, and it is meant to use as a daily bag, and it is something that you might not even consider keeping it for a very long time because of the durability of it. So bear in mind, it is also the least durable. Hopefully this helps people that is wondering about those three styles, but bear in mind they're all classic collections from Chanel. They're not going to go out of style, so whichever that you choose, you will be able to keep it for quite some time, and you can use it every single day because they're all classic collections from Chanel. And hopefully it helps. Once again, thanks for watching.